Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while, but I thought I would just ease myself back into making videos with a tag video. I have been tagged in numerous videos over the past year, during 2020, maybe even one in 2019 that I haven't done. So I'm slowly going to make my way through doing some of those tag videos. Today I thought I would do a tag video that I was tagged in by Tara from Reading with Tara. She tagged me back in January, so I don't feel like I'm doing it too late. And I'm not sure if this tag is actually tied to a specific award that was going around on BookTube. I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to link Tara's video in the description box down below, and perhaps maybe the original tag video, so the video by the creator. The tag video that I will be doing is the Shaded Choice Awards, and it has 9 questions. So I have sort of prepped here. I feel good about that. So yeah, I will read the questions. Perhaps I'll put them across the screen, or I'll just put them in the description box down below. So the first question is a new Black or POC author that I have read this year. I think Tara also had some confusion around this question. I'm just going to go for oh wait, no, the way I've answered this is weird. So I think Tara was saying she doesn't know if it was like new to her or if it's like a debut author that's releasing a book this year. So I've answered the question in 2 ways. So in terms of a new, like a debut author and their release this year, I have 2. So His Only Wife by Pse Author Medie. I have done a book review for that because that was the NetGalley arc for me, so I will link it down below. And also the Gilded ones by Namina, Forna. I have spoken about this in a recent reads video, and I have also done a written review for that because that was also an arc from NetGalley. So that review will also be linked down below, as well as I will link the video that I spoke about it in the cards. In terms of like just a new author like that's new to me that I read this year, the book is Shut Up You're Pretty by Mutonji. That was a short story collection, and again I feel like I have spoken about that book, so again I will link it in the cards above. So the second question is a debut book that I have read, and I would say Open Water by Azumah. I love that book, absolutely love that book. I cannot wait to reread that book. I'm really curious to know what my thoughts will be about the book upon rereading, just because I really think it's like a Marmite book. It's very abstract, I would say, in some ways, yeah, and it's very, I don't know, it reminds me a lot of Zadie Smith. Even though I don't really get on with her writing, but also because it's told in the second person. Like, I feel like there are just so many narratives to it that so many people I feel like are not going to gel with it, but I loved it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I also did a written review for that, so I will link that in the description box down below for you as well. The third question is a 2020 release that I haven't read yet, and 2 of those, I feel like I talk about Transcendent Kingdom all the time. I should just read the damn book. But I feel like it was meant to publish last year, and maybe it did publish last year in September 2020, but I feel like it ended up being published this year in the UK at least. So I'm going to say Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi, or Milk, Blood, Heat. I don't know who that is by, but I will stick all the covers of things that I'm talking about here so I can disguise the mess that's over here. I would have cleaned this up before making this video, but it involves a lot more than just sort of shifting them elsewhere. It actually involves cleaning, so excuse that mess, but it's just going to stay there. So it's this next question that makes me think that this is definitely for like it was for an award, as you can tell by the title, but an award that happened like last year or perhaps in 2019, I don't know. No, it would have been for 2020. But the 5th question is, what is your favourite genre and what book would you choose to win in that genre? And yes, I was a bit like, huh, what? And I would probably say, in terms of just books by like Black authors, I don't know that I read a lot of books last year by authors of other ethnicities. I know for a fact I probably have, but I can't like name them off the top of my head. So I've gone with memoirs, and I have picked 2 sort of Black authors, but these were books that I read in 2020, and I've gone for Echo Brown, who is the author of Brown Girl Unlimited. Absolutely love that book. I was actually about to purchase that book, but what I'm going to do instead, and I'm going to link it in the description box down below, is Echo is undergoing like kidney dialysis or something. I'm not really sure what that's in like relation to it, so I think it's in relation to a bigger illness, and I think her friends are fundraising for her, so I thought instead of me buying the book I would donate to that, and yeah, I'm just talking about it in case anyone else wants to donate for it towards it. And then another author is Candice Brathwaite, who is the author of I Am Not Your Baby Mother. Those were both 2 memoirs that I really enjoyed last year, and the Echo Brown one is a YA memoir, and the Candice Brathwaite one is a memoir / manifesto. So question number 6 is your favourite book released in 2020. This was meant to be, but I've changed it to 2021, by a Black or POC author. And I would say the Gilded ones. It's a book in a genre that I never expected to actually like. I don't enjoy fantasy. It's just not the genre for me. But yeah, I read it. It's already come out at this point. I think it came out in April or something like that, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I cannot wait to read the other maybe 2 or 3 books in this series trilogy. I don't really know. The 7th question is a Black or POC author who deserves more recognition. So I guess this is just talking generally. And so I do have a couple of authors to discuss with you. I would say Gayle, just because I love his writing. I think if you're really interested in books about just like 20 somethings 30 somethings in the UK, I think he writes specifically like based in London, Manchester, Birmingham. I'm saying those places because that's definitely places where he has lived. Then his books would be perfect for you. I think they're deemed as bro-lit books in the same way that you have chick-lit books. They're basically the same, it's just because like it's written by a man. But I really enjoy his books. I need to read more of them, but the ones I have read I have thoroughly enjoyed. I did a video maybe in 2019, I don't think it was last year, talking about his newest release at that time, which is called Half the World Away, which is dealing with a mum who is, well actually I don't think I can say that because it will spoil the book. But basically he deals with like adoption and finding like your long lost brother or whatever, and just the rebuilding of that family. But other things happen and I was just like, this book is so sad, like I nearly cried. But I think he's a really excellent writer, and it was really differs to some of the books that I've read that he's done previously, which is like The Life and Soul of the Party and like something about like turning 40. It's like Turning 30 and Turning 40, I think they're quite closely linked. They're like sequels, but for some reason I only read Turning 40. I don't know why I didn't read Turning 30, but those books are definitely more focused on being like, I don't know, having disastrous dating life and just woes in life and just being 20 or 30, 40 and just being like, what am I doing with my life? So really enjoyed those books. Another person that I put is Frances Mensah Williams. As you guys know, I absolutely love her books. I did a reading vlog where I spoke about one of her books, but I didn't end up reading it there. I have read it since, really enjoyed it. I also did an interview with Frances herself, and I did a review for her book Imperfect Arrangement, so I'll link all of those like up in the cards and down below. But she's definitely someone that I think should get a lot more recognition. She writes, a lot of her books are basically set in Ghana, at least her fiction books are set in Ghana, all set in the UK, and she basically talks a lot about like Ghanaian culture and life and just the different sort of problems that women in Ghanaian culture face. And I don't know, I just really enjoy her books. Another person I put here is Lesley Lokko. I really enjoy Lesley Lokko's writing. I think it's because I reread Sundowners, I think it was last year now, and I was just still as in love with it as I was the many years ago that I read it. And there's a couple of her other books. I think I would say like she's underrated because now she doesn't really write like a lot of books. I haven't seen a new release from her in a while, so that might play into why she's not as well known. But she is Ghanaian as well. I don't know if she's half Ghanaian, half English, or half Ghanaian, half Scottish. I know she like lived in Edinburgh, maybe grew up in Edinburgh, but I'm not too sure of like her actual origins. But there's another one. And then I was gonna say Dorothy Koomson. Now I don't think like Dorothy Koomson needs more awareness. I think she's actually very popular. She's such a prolific writer. I think she's written like 16 books. Amazing. And I definitely haven't read all of her books. I recently reread a book that I gave like 5 stars originally, and I took that down to 3 stars, but that doesn't stop me from like enjoying her work and wanting to go back and reread some of her other stuff. But again, she's not someone that I see talked about a lot, especially when it comes to like Black UK writers. It's mainly like just focused on like Zadie Smith, and I can't think of anyone else to name, but they are definitely writers that I really enjoy their work. They write like commercial fiction and sometimes romance, and really enjoyable pleasant reads that most of the time also have like Black characters as their focus, so you can sort of relate to it in that element if you are Black, or if you just want to read about Black women or Black men. So the 8th question is a book you recommend that you don't readily identify with. So I was a bit confused by this question. I'm not really entirely sure what it meant. Maybe I should have gone back and watched the original video and then I would know, but I didn't do that, and here we are. I have put here Her Body and Other Stories, but I think the book is called Her Body and Other Parties. It will be on the screen anyway, and that is by Carmen Machado. I cannot say for definite where she is from, but she is a POC author, and I guess I'm just saying it because I didn't readily identify with it in terms with, I guess, who the characters were and the things that they were sort of experiencing. But I really enjoyed the book. I think I gave the short story collection 3 out of 5, and maybe I would do a recent read and I would talk about why. But bar one short story in there, which was a long ass short story, which was just so unnecessary in my opinion. I really enjoyed the variety of the collection and just the variety of genres it transcended. It was very good for me, if I'm honest. Like, it was just not something that I usually read. So yeah, the question is, a book you recommend? Yeah, so I recommend it just because it's got a bit of horror in there, it's got a bit of sci-fi in there. It can be quite graphic in terms of its like sexual element. There's a lot of just freedom of sex, but yeah, there's some really like dark graphic moments in there. Sometimes you're reading something and you're just not really sure what is going on, but I still really enjoyed it. So the final question is, a black or POC, I guess, person's content that you recommend. Now, straight off the bat, I'm going to say books by Moniz. I absolutely love her channel. I just think her channel is great. I just had to look up this person's name because I'm not too sure of their channel name, but Meta Narrator. She talks a lot about Indian books and sort of just gives such good history, but also has these really good videos where she's just talking about sort of like consumerism on booktube, reading goals, just so many things related to sort of the hobby of reading and just, yeah, the general consumerism of booktube. Another one who I stan all the time, My Name is Marines. I love her channel, again, for the same reasons I just mentioned for the previous person. I really don't remember what Meta Narrator's name is. She probably does say it in the beginning of her channel, but I love Marina. Like, I watch literally all of Marina's videos, like the majority of them, even though a lot of the time she talks about books that I'm not interested in reading at all. But I just love her, the way she talks about books, the way she reviews them. I also just like when she weighs in on things to do with culture, but then she recently did a really good video talking about like review spaces and authors. And that was in, I think, relation to some other book, not that book to do with Lauren, whatever her name is. But then she also did another video talking about that. And I just think she's just an excellent content creator. Like, she knows how to talk about things in a really fair and balanced way. She explains herself really well. She's articulate. I just stan her. Like, I absolutely love her. I'm not sure where Marina is from. I'm terrible in terms of actually knowing, but these are all like black or POC. Okay, I'm going to do two more. The Artisan Geek. I know so many people already know about Seiji. Like, I just don't even think I need to speak about how good she is, but she just has such a range of videos. You know, her bookish videos, again, I don't read, or I'm not interested in all the books she talks about, but again, she's someone that I've watched the majority of her videos, especially because she does really cool videos of like when she learned to roller skate, and I thought that was just a really good video. We're talking about knitting, and I thought that was really good. Things that I would like to do roller skating. I used to be able to do the full ones, but not the ones that are like that. And then another person I'm going to say is the Bookish Land. She does her videos like sporadically. I think maybe she's just really busy, but she's recently come back to YouTube, and again, she does a lot of videos focused on sort of Chinese literature, and I found that very interesting, and just general like literature in general as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend those five content creators, and I will link all of their videos in the description box down below. Not their videos, their channels in the description box down below. But that is it for this tag video. I won't tag anyone in this. If you want to do it, then feel free to do it, but just because, like I said, I'm not really sure in relation to what it is, but just because Tara tagged me and I wanted to ease myself back into making videos, I thought I would do that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in another one. Bye!